Hi, this is Michael.G, and we're back again with a probably you would consider this a 5 or 10 cents junk knife that you'd find in someone's nasty garage, sitting in a corner someplace totally disgusting. So what we did is we sharpened this, and let me get the paper. Of course, I don't have it next to me right now. Okay, I'm back. Here's the paper. And we spent literally, I'd say, I don't know, 8 minutes total sharpening this. We went from a 400, 1000, and then after that we went to the strop. So let's just look at that. I mean, this is ridiculously sharp. And again, less than 7 minutes. So we didn't even fully, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, we didn't really change the geometry of the blade. We left it the same. But you can see from these little pieces that's coming off, it's just coming off. And again, these are push cuts. I'm not doing sliding cuts. You know, you see this all the time. The guy uses the entire blade. You know what? Just pick a part of the blade and follow that through. Okay, how we did it. Lousy magazine, 400, 1000. So, you know, if your knife is really bad, you know, use a coarser grit, but let's just start with 400. You'll eventually get to the profile you want. The idea is, we know that a straight upright is 90 degrees. We know half of that is 45 degrees. A little bit less than that, you got 30 degrees, and then you can go lower to get 15. Now, a lot of these guys get crazy with degrees, but you know what? It's not that important. Not that important. I mean, look what I'm doing. I'm just sliding this across. See the blade, the direction? We never go forward, we always go back. And am I counting exactly how many? No. I'm just going to keep on going. So this is going to give you your convex edge. The problem with stones is you can't get a good convex edge. You can get like a triangular type edge, and then you'll have a weaker blade, because if it comes at if the convex kind of rolls in a bit, and you know, I can't show you here, and I don't really want to draw. So we know this is 400 right now. And I took off the edge that was on it. Now it's gone. So then we grab the 1000, and this is probably not even 1000. And this is probably, I'd say, a good 2 years old. This is not even a new piece of sandpaper. So anyone that says, "Oh, I gotta get a really new piece of sandpaper," you know what? You don't. The idea is try and keep the same angle. I'm not even counting how many times I did. Okay? And now we're ready for the strop. You've seen other people do this all the time. We don't do it that way. We do it a different way. We hold this in our hands and we rub across the top. Hold this in our hands and rub across the top. I've seen some of these guys with these crazy methods that they're really close to the blade. You're so far away from the blade right now. That's all we're doing. Look what we're doing. Back and forth. Now, I didn't do a tremendous amount. The geometry was whatever the knife was, you know, 10 minutes prior to this video, or 7 minutes prior to this video. And we're just hitting it with a strop. That's it. Now, this is a junky knife. This is really a crap knife. So this is kind of like in the face of all those guys that buy all these ridiculously expensive knives. Granted, they'll hold an edge longer, but at the end of the day, this is what we're talking about. You know what? Let me hit it again. Maybe it needs a few more. Now, the reason why our strop is a little different is that it's loaded with our compound. It's a rouge-based compound, and this compound also does something, puts micro hair type Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. We can do this all day. I love when guys sharpen knives and they only show you like one little itty bitty or 3 slices. And when they do those 3 slices, they edit it. We never edit. The video has no pauses. This is actually my first take. All my videos are pretty much first take. You know, and even before, when I was getting this knife, I was outside cleaning beehives with it, and then I said, you know what, this is a nice knife to use for cleaning the wax off beehives, and I'm like, you know, let's do a video on it. I don't know where I got it. I got it some either auction or it was in a box somewhere. I mean, look at how we're doing this. We're just going down and just scooping. We're just scooping, and when it does get jammed up, it gets jammed up because the paper is really thin and it folds on itself. But you can see, I can make it as thin. I can do it sideways, you know, where it's just catching wherever it's catching. Oh yeah, sideways. This is a garbage knife. This shouldn't be able to get this sharp with the amount of time you saw me do this. It should not. Not to the point where it's so smoothly cutting. And look, and you even saw it when it didn't even come up to the full sharpness. I just hit it for another 2 seconds. Or not a few seconds. So let's do some more. Will this improve? Oh yeah. And as far as the stropping goes, it's easy. You have more control. There's a reason why this is better. And if anybody can tell me the reason, I'll agree with you. I'll tell you. But there's a reason why doing it like this is better than how you see most people do the strop. This is much better. It gives you better results. You can maintain a better geometry. Alright, so now we just did this again. Is it better? Yeah, it's the same. Well, maybe a little bit better. It's just sometimes when the paper starts folding up on you. Look at that. And we're not going fast. I mean, we can do this all day. I mean, look. Again, we can do this all day. Maybe I'll make a music video with this too. Music in the background and just slicing and slicing. Again, this is the same knife that we just, you know, just put a little edge on it. And it's still cutting. You can cut little pieces. I can sit there and cut little pieces all day. And again, this is our shark tooth compound. You know what it is? Sometimes where the way the paper catches, I can't hold it stiff because the paper is really thin. There we go. Look at that. Oh wow! And if you notice, even though it looks like it snags for a second, it's just because the paper folds in on itself. It'll just keep cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. And this is what our shark tooth compound will do for you. And get another piece of paper. And look at that. So, you know, we'll be putting out other videos, other knives. And we had another 2 videos with music in the background. And one of them, the knife was 10 cents when I purchased it at a estate sale. And if the blade rusts, you know it's a carbon steel. So this is just a 10.95 or some equivalent. Somebody, I don't know if somebody made this by hand or, but it's not the best knife in the world. And also, if I run my nail across it, I didn't get out all the marks. Like right here, there's a nick I didn't get out, and probably here. So there's still a couple of nicks on this blade. I didn't even get rid of those. All I did was just hit it with the 400 sandpaper and an old 1000, and And this is all, that's all it is. And the strop, of course. So, you know, you guys like to buy expensive stones, all that stuff. You need a thick magazine. And what happens as you go across, the magazine gives a little, and that giving that it does creates your convex edge. So you didn't see me count numbers, how many times, and they probably weren't equal amount of times on each side. But all you gotta do is just be consistent. Look at this, all day. And if you saw the videos, some of the knives are pretty fat that I use. So when you're using a fat knife, it's even harder to do this, like the Bark River, because the knife is so fat, and it gives you resistance because of the width. The width gives you resistance. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. And mirror, mirror on the wall, who makes the sharpest knives of them all?